Closing. Mission.
KDK is the biggest stupid gay fuck in the entire universe.
KDK's Lunatic Fringe.
KDK, prankster extraordinaire. The internet or the retard fucker.
Hello, big girl. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, you fucking fuck.
You were like, you were one of the people I worship when it comes to like prank phone calls.
I suffer when he bites me. I'm in my vagina. When I'm walking and he sees other dogs, he right away, he jumps on my vagina because he gets so crazy. He doesn't know who I am.
Okay, Space Cadets, prepare to hurtle through the cosmos in today's turgid episode.
Oh, for fuck's sake, just cue the goddamn song already. Jesus Christ.
Hello, everyone. It is Saturday, 7/14/2007. I don't know why I just drew a blank there. I was like, what day is it? You'd think I'd know because it's the day after Friday the 13th. Of course, one of my favorite holidays. Thank you for joining us. It's time for KDK's Lunatic Fringe. Sorry I wasn't on last week, but I had much better things to do at the time. I was busy out getting laid and partying. But tonight I'm just here, so why not just go on the air and do a show anyway? And I'll be drinking, making prank calls, hanging out in the chat room, trying not to, Ryan is here to babysit me, so hopefully there won't be any drama tonight. And we only have one headset, so you're going to have to do like the K-Bone way and like lean in.
And if I need to make a call, I have my phone, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's one way I could put you on the air. You can call in on your cell phone, and, yeah, I can put you on the air that way. So, let's get it out of the way. We're hanging out in the chat room if anybody wants to come on in. It's pcradio.com, kdkprankcalls.com. The server is pcradio.dynDNS.org. Come on in, give me your name and confirm numbers and ideas for people that we can call tonight. People are already blinking, but I know I'm going to have to stall and give you guys time to send your stuff in. And also, I'd like to get a phone card if somebody could spare one, because I don't know if my phone is blocking my caller ID info or not. So, yeah. It's fun to prank call people for our benefit, but I don't like being woken up at 2 in the morning myself. Well, I got to be at work the next day. It's not like I'm on welfare like all these old people. And Nunu says, there are two conferences on tonight. The National Organization for Women. They are hardcore feminists. I know what NOW is. And they're not hardcore feminists. They're just women who believe in women's rights. What beef does he have with women anyway? The National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. So that's NAFA. NAFA. Come up with... Everybody give me your funny anagrams that spell out fart. For the fat acceptance people. Fat acceptance, and what is the RT? Fat acceptance rights troop. I don't know. Fat acceptance rights today. Yeah, I can call from the fart, the fat acceptance rights today, and challenge them to a sumo wrestling match or something. A hot dog eating contest. Remember to get room numbers if you can. Feminists are in the Hyatt Regency, and he hasn't said yet where the fatties are staying tonight. The theme of the conference is Women Take Charge. Well, that's what every guy who gets married wants. They wanna hand their lives over to a mother figure that they can also fuck, which is an Oedipal thing. If you don't know what Oedipal means, spell it with an O-E-D and then look it up online. Thank you, Lord Spoon has already... wow, the delay must be pretty short tonight, because Lord Spoon has already sent us in a phone card number, so thank you, Lord Spoon. We'll use that tonight. Hopefully we won't kill it on you. And also, a highlight of tonight is I have the phone number for My dad's ex-girlfriend, her name is Gail, and she's very strange sounding. You'll understand when you hear her. And she's epileptic, so maybe I can get her riled up and give her a seizure. Because I wouldn't say I'm angry with her, but I was a little stunned that she would say to me that she thinks she deserves something in my dad's will after he broke up with her a year ago. Felt like saying, why don't we dig up every hoe that he fucked like in the past 40 years and give them some money? But she ain't getting shit. Maybe I can call as myself, saying I found the will and everything was left to her. Wouldn't that be funny? That'd be cruel. That might give her a seizure. Well, his estate, after everything is sold off, all the stocks and the pension and the bank account and the land and the house and everything inside, there's nothing inside worth anything, unless there's money in the safe, comes to several million dollars. So you're a very wealthy, weird-sounding old lady. Nunu continues, I have a cell phone number for 3 people who should be at the conference. So maybe try to call the room, and then when they hang up, call their cell phone and continue the prank. Good idea, Nunu. Way to innovate. He's trying to add a new spin on an old thing. And Ted is also sending a phone card, so thank you. I'll keep that in case there's a problem or I'm just pissy about the other one and don't like it. Let me see if anybody's even listening tonight, because I looked before and there was like 14 people, and I was like, wow, it's so pointless to do a show tonight. 28 people. That's not enough. We may as well just sign off and go to bed right now. I'll just drink and play video games in the background here. Get the word out. Tell people that we're on the air. I sent out a MySpace thing. Maybe, Ted, if you could log into the PCU MySpace and spam it as well. Everybody go to Yahoo chat rooms and harass people about listening to KDK. Follow Pindar around and plug the show. Tell everybody... That's how you do it. Find what room Pindar is in. Tell everybody I'm talking about Pindar. And then I can do 5 minutes about Pindar just to piss him off. And I'll set up a phone... I'll set up a number so that people can call in. And I'll give it after the break. I'll need several moments to set it up because I'm retarded like that. Anyway, let me find a song that I can play, and I'll be back very shortly, very shortly. I know exactly what I want to play today. Something very mellow from MC 900-Foot Jesus. I love it. Actually, I just love saying MC 900-Foot Jesus. And the song is A Greater God. I don't know if you could even call it a song.
A boy was born mid little things, between a little world and sky, and dreamed not of the cosmic rings round which the circling planets fly. He lived in little works and thoughts, where little ventures grow and plod, and paced and plowed his little plots, and prayed unto his little God. But as the mighty system grew, his faith grew faint with many scars. The cosmos widened in his view, but God was lost among his stars. Another boy in lowly days, as he to little things was born, but gathered lore and woodland ways, and from the glory of the morn. As wider skies broke on his view, God greatened in his growing mind. Each year he dreamed his God anew, and left his older God behind. He saw the boundless scheme dilate in star and blossom, sky and clod, and as his universe grew great, he dreamed for it a greater God.
Maybe that's why there's only 28 people listening, because I play stuff like that. Yeah, that's MC900 for Jesus. It sounds like something that comes from 1940, from an old Edison tube, but no, that's before they even had, like, digital scratch effects. So he was probably playing, like, an old scratchy record and having some old lady read that for him. The Fatties are in Chicago at the Crowne Plaza. Oop. Saigon sends me the number for the Naked Cowboy. I don't know who that is. I'll need a little more info to identify the naked. No, that's the singing cowboy. He's not naked. He wears underwear. The Naked Cowboy? Oh, okay. It's a crazy guy who always shows up at the Howard Stern show and, like, stands out on the streets of Times Square playing a guitar and singing bad country songs in his underwear. He's not really naked. I guess unless you hire him for your bar mitzvah or whatever. For your wedding. Or bar mitzvah. Maybe you can call the Fatties as someone from hotel maintenance and say there's a problem due to the... I'm reading ahead of myself. Say there's a problem with the toilets due to all the fat people, and the system can't cope, and they need to do smaller dumps. That's a good one. That's a good idea. Yeah, very much like that Sarah Silverman one. Too many poos, we all lose. How many BMs have you made tonight? Because we're going to have to charge you a surcharge per BM coming out of that room. You should see the sub-basement. It looks like Venice. Turds floating everywhere. I've never been to Venice, but I hear there's a lot of chunky turd water floating around. Yeah. Have you been? Now Ted's going to get pissed. I'm knocking Italy. I'm pouring myself shot number 2. I gotta remember, I only ate a piece of pizza today, so my tolerance for alcohol is very, very low. So I can't do more than, like, 5 or 6 shots.
What you are about to listen to is not reality. Not entirely, anyway. But rather a fanciful blend of fact and fantasy. Nothing you hear should be taken entirely seriously, as this is, after all, an attempt at a comedy show.
There you go, I found it. Like 30 seconds into that song. That's how long it took me to find it. I'm going to do a shot first. What, are you getting ready to call in? Yeah. Really? So, anybody who listened on Tuesday know that I drank way too much. I probably did, like a dozen shots on an empty stomach, of course. So I got very depressed towards the end of the show, and I ended the show by saying, fuck it, I'm going to go kill myself. I'm sick of this shit. And I just, like, ended the show. And then I went into the bedroom, and I was only thinking one step at a time. I was like, first I'm going to find the rifle, then I'll think about what I'm going to do next. So I find the rifle, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to check and make sure it's loaded, and then we'll worry about what happens next. And then I'm like, okay, now I got to figure out how to turn off the safety, and then I'll take it from there. So Ted calls, and I'm on the phone with Ted, and everybody's calling, like, no, don't do it. And to be honest, I don't even think I was seriously, because I wasn't crying and upset, I don't think. I don't remember much.
You were just very adamant about it.
I was pissed off. I was pissed off, and I was mistaking anger for depression. And then, so I'm cocking the thing and I'm pulling the trigger. I'm cocking the thing and pulling the trigger. Nothing's happening. And if I hadn't been drunk, that never would have happened in the first place. Would I ever be firing a gun indoors? And so I finally hit a button on the side, pulled the trigger, and blam! Blew a hole in an ashtray. A nice, clean, tiny little hole. When it's a solid steel ashtray, probably about an 1/8 of an inch thick, like one of the ones you get from Marlboro. And it sits inside like a leather holding tray. So it blew a hole in the side of the holding tray. It blew a hole in the side of the ashtray. It blew a larger hole in the other side of the ashtray. Blew the side out of the other side of the leather piece of the ashtray. Went into the door frame of the screen door. Blew out the other side, leaving like a 1-inch hole. And I was like, fuck. I was on the phone with Ted as this happened, and I was surprised at how quiet it was. It wasn't very loud. It was like a pop, like a I don't know, like you threw a light bulb on the floor or something. It wasn't that loud. And then I was like, fuck, I gotta get out of here. And then I just dropped the gun and ran. Just got in my car, drove to the gas station. Luckily I didn't hit anybody. So yeah, that's the story of Tuesday. And everybody can leave it up to themselves to decide what of that is and isn't true. And I'm going to do shot number 2 here. But it was very fortuitous that happened, because I could have been unlucky and I could have hit a cat, and I could have hit like the glass of the screen door, in which case, you know, I wouldn't be able to go to work until I could get somebody over here to like replace the door. Otherwise, the place is just like hanging wide open. People could come in and walk out, or the cats could just like leave. So that was good. And then also, I had like an epiphany where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't really want to die. I'm depressed and I don't know how to handle it, but I don't really want to not be here anymore. So that was a turning point for me. And that's why Ryan is here right now, because he got scared, called me, says, I'm on the train, come pick me up, and I'll stay with you for a couple of days until I feel better. But I don't feel bad now, but that is the nature of bipolar disorder. I was feeling fine when I started the show on Tuesday, and then, you know, one thing led to another, as often does. That's why they call it Psychobabble, the original home of drama, I guess you'd call it. Not always, but usually. So, yeah, the update about my father is that I found his living will. I found his will in his living will, and we had gone to court to get conservatorship just so we can make his medical decision, since he's no longer able to. Before he got sick, he had, or before he had become incoherent and like delirious and nearly comatose, he had refused a feeding tube, so they couldn't give it to him. So the doctors at that point weren't saying that he was like so far gone that he could never come back, even though I sort of figured he was, because I had read up about cirrhosis of the liver, and I know once the mind goes, that's like your last stop before death. Once your brain is gone, you may as well be gone. So my sister is probably going more because she wants to be able to force him to take a feeding tube, and I knew that that's not something that he wanted. So we had joint conservatorship. And it turns out we didn't need that, because I found the living will, and it does indeed declare in there he never wants a feeding tube or to be given intravenous fluids. If he's terminally ill, which he is, that he wanted nothing to be done to help save his life except to give him pain-killing medication, so he didn't know he was dying. So that's what we're doing right now. They took him off of all fluids. He hasn't eaten properly in about a month. He's eaten like bits and pieces here and there, but he's so far gone that he's been inhaling his food. You know, like when you swallow something, it goes down the wrong pipe? He's been doing that with everything. Like, he breathes his food instead of swallowing. So he's not getting any nutrition anyway for like a month, and he's lost like tons of weight. He looks like a skeleton. He looks like the Crypt Keeper, actually. And now we finally had him taken off of fluid so that we can let nature take its course. And on Wednesday, the doctor said he had probably between... No, because I was upset on Tuesday about it, so it must have been Tuesday that the doctors had said he had between 3 days and a week left, and then he's going to be dead. And Poop is saying, hey, okay, hey Poop. Who's there? Little Evil Neo is back? Where? Oh yeah, Neo is back. Oh my god, Neo. Give me a PM and give us an update of your situation. So, and Poop is saying, sorry to hear about your dad. I hope he has a painless passing. Well, he's on morphine right now, so he's probably in La La Land. And everybody keeps calling me, trying to tell me I ought to feel guilty that I'm not at the hospital every day. And I did go yesterday. I didn't stay long because there is no point, because he is unresponsive, and nobody wants to believe except me that there's... Last time I was there, I said there's nothing left of you in there anymore, is there? No response. Do you know who I am? No response. I was there for like an hour, like talking right in his ear, never any response. People see him like twitch, and they think, oh, that's a sign he knows who I am. No, it's not. It's just you not being able to accept that he's already gone. I'm not like that. I know. I send my regards to your family and the kiddies. Yes. My family's not doing so hot, but the kiddies are fine. None of them got shot. Scared the fuck out of them, though. Lord Spoon says, Neo is... I'm not going to read that on the air. Good thing I read ahead. Thank you for the update, Lord Spoon, for my own private benefit, but when you say something like that, you got to say, don't read this on the air, but you got to preface that stuff. Oh, shit. No, not me. If somebody says, don't say this on the air, then I read ahead and I say, okay, and I decide whether I'm going to read it or not. Usually dependent upon... depending on how bad it is or who it's about, yeah. But being that it's about somebody I care about, I'm not going to read that. And I just dumped over shot number 1, and I'm not even drunk yet. Or shot number 3, that was. Dumped shot number 1, but it would have been shot number 3. That's okay, it just means one less shot I'll probably drink tonight. And I can't stay up too late because I have to get up at 8:30 tomorrow for work. No, 9:30 for work tomorrow. That's not too bad. I've been actually sleeping better lately, too. Lately, for like the past month, well, since my dad has been sick, I've been going to bed and then waking up after 2 hours and not being able to go back to sleep no matter what I do. Just because too many thoughts and things flying around in my head, you know. Too hard to, like, clear the thoughts out so that I can go to bed. Or back to bed. But I've been sleeping better lately now that I think I've come to terms with the fact that he really is already gone, and dying at this point is just merely a technicality. I hope I didn't ruin the phone number for my dad's girlfriend. I think she will be the first call of the night tonight. Who should call up my dad's ex-girlfriend? Joe? Ed? Help me out with the premise here. Why would Jill or Ed or Maurice... I can call up as Ed, and I was my dad's secret gay lover.
Or you can call as Jill and say that...
oh, that's a better idea.
Had an affair, and
yeah.
wondered what you were getting.
Yeah, we can be pondering.
Oh, he left me everything, dear. I got the house, I got the dog and the cats, and the land and the stocks and the pension. Everything is mine. And Lisa's a whore.
Lisa's my sister, by the way, and yeah, she is a... well, she's not technically a whore, but she's somebody who married somebody she doesn't love because he's wealthy, so that makes her a whore, doesn't it?
No, that's a gold digger.
That's a gold digger, yeah. My sister, that's why they left me in charge of his medical decisions, because they would be like, Lisa would be going to the hospital and, like, stepping on the cord or something, like tying knots in his hose, or, like, blowing air into his IV to get him to die quicker so that she could get the money. Nunu says, and with the feminists, say they'd rung... with the feminists, you can say that they'd rung up a huge bill for PPV porn and read out the titles and make sure they have the words slut, whore, bukkake in them, etc. Fatties have their party tonight, so call the feminists first. Call the feminists from 11. Okay, so we got to stall for or we can't call the feminists for another half hour. Not stall, but... and then the fatties are at a party. Oh, and then Ryan and I actually went to the park today. And very strangely, I come back and there's a paper on my car. You would expect like a flyer for a business or something. Instead, it says, how safe is your home? Enemies in our homes. And it lists like common household products that are supposedly toxic. For example, Johnson's baby shampoo contains formaldehyde. Dove Beauty Bar contains carcinogens. Crest Tartar Control toothpaste also. Tide and Cheer detergent contain corrosives and carcinogens. Clorox is obviously corrosive and fatal if swallowed. And I thought it was very strange that somebody would leave a list of harmful household chemicals on my car while I'm at the park.
And you gave me an idea too. I'm going to ask her if it's safe or is it okay to clean with vodka.
You clean.
I like to clean my stuff with vodka. Because I always have plenty around. Certainly cleans me out pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, alcohol is a good cleaning agent. Like rubbing alcohol? Not the kind... I don't know about the kind that you drink. But rubbing alcohol is great for removing permanent stains, like permanent marker and stuff like that. And shot number 3 is going down right now. Let me see if more people are tuning in, or if we should just pack it up and get off. 39 people, okay. Oh, that's almost 40. That's better. Not bad considering... Not bad considering I wasn't on last week. Without any notice, I just didn't show up because I was off doing karaoke with Keith. I considered like going to karaoke with you because it's right here in town, but I can totally see you just sitting there in the corner, like saying nothing and sitting there uncomfortably all night.
Yeah, karaoke.
Yeah, you wouldn't get up and sing?
No, but when it's dancing, I'll get up and dance, and I'm very honest.
Well, there is dancing. If the person doing karaoke is any good, people will dance. Yeah. Well, we were there last week. The crowd before 11 was like all total rednecks, like guys in their late 40s with ponytails and receding hairlines and all gray hair, coming in on motorcycles and wearing leather caps and shit like that, like stuff you would see out of an old, out of Smokey and the Bear or something. Any which way but loose. The Dukes of Hazzard kind of people. Like people who have no clue that it's 2007, and it's pretty sad and depressing. But after 11 o'clock, there's a summer camp up here, and all the counselors and like people who work there are able to abandon the kids on a Saturday night, and they'll come to karaoke. And I noticed a very disproportionate number of hot lesbian and gay men. I don't know what's going on up at that camp, but I wouldn't want to send my kid there because everyone who came down from that camp was, I think one of them was a transvestite. There was a guy dressed as Madonna circa 1985. And he's like a camp counselor, and I was like, wow, is this a camp for like parents who want to make their kids gay? But yeah, I consider going down there because it would be a good place to meet people. And a guy actually hit on me. Like, Keith went to the bathroom. I went to go order more drinks, and some guy came up like caressing my shoulder while I was like standing to order drinks at the bar. Except the guy looked like Perez Hilton, so I wasn't interested. Without the pink hair, of course. And Asshat says, you should call someone and say if you can name 10 sexual words in 10 seconds, you can win $100. Can you name... You, do it right now. Name 10 sexual words.
Suck, fuck, lick, cock, ass.
Ding! See, you didn't make it. You only had 10 seconds. That is hard. That is hard. I know, really. Okay, so... I'll come back to you and give you like 30 seconds next time. But don't be thinking about it. That'll be cheating. Whoever calls in tonight, I'll ask them the same thing. No, now that I've said it, they'll be thinking about it too. Bogart has numbers coming in, a.k.a. Lonesome Loser, for Vernie Shat, Petrak Suckho, Petrak Suckho, Robin Banks, Peter Beta, Guac M. Goon. There you go. An Asian guy, a guy, a redneck woman. Ooh, I like redneck women. It was funny at the bar last week. Every week that I've gone to karaoke with Keith, which I think is like the past like 2 or 3 weeks. Last week and then maybe the week... Was it the week before? Yeah. I was off the air for 2 weeks on Saturday, wasn't I? Yeah, so we've been doing karaoke. And every week there's this big fat, like, shit neck. By shit neck I mean like somebody so fat that their shoulders end and then their neck begins. Because there's just so much fat there you can't even tell the difference between the two. And she always gets up and sings old country songs about being cheated on. And I was like, that is a miserable woman who's living a lie with a dead marriage, and a husband is cheating on her. She probably doesn't even know where he is tonight. And I felt sorry for her, but she's there every week singing her Patsy Cline, "You're cheating," but she sings really well. I got up and I sang Radiohead's Creep, not remembering that there is really high notes and really loud screaming notes that you have to hit for it. And I just went for it because like 5 minutes before, Keith had asked me about his performance, and I said, well, you're still uncomfortable to raise your voice and actually sing. You're more just like talking quietly. And I was like, well, now I got to set an example. So I'm screaming at the top of my lungs to the point where I could like feel like the sound waves. You know, when something is like really loud, you can feel the sound waves, because the DJ wasn't ready for it, and the volume was still up all the way. And up until that point, the song is like really low key and like mellow and sort of quiet. And then he starts like screaming, and yeah, I rocked the house. I rocked the house. Poop wants us to call Come and Go. This is a real place. They're a gas station / convenience store. Come and Go. What beef do you have with them? Did you work there? It's just a funny name, Come and Go. He just looked up Come and Go or something, I don't know. Dick Goober.
If I ask to use your bathroom, should I come this way?
Salmonella. That reminds me, I once worked for a guy at a gourmet pizza restaurant named Sal Anello, A-N-E-L-L-O. I'd love it if you could find his number, because I worked for them, and they were one of those couples where the wife owned the business, but he had paid for it, so they were constantly arguing and fighting about decisions that they want to make, because he couldn't just butt out and let her do her thing, because she knew more about what to do than he did. Because he was a failed, what the fuck was he? He was a failed, what do you call somebody who writes up schematics for, like, electronic things? He draws, like, engineer, right. He was a failed engineer. He was, working a very low-paying engineering job. And, taking it out on his wife because, yeah, she had spent what little money he had to start a business that went under. The business was doing really well while it was small, and I even got interviewed by Pizza Today magazine, which means nothing to anybody except anybody who's, like, in the pizza business or in the restaurant business. And they were interviewing me because I was the one, like, coming up with the menus at that time and doing, like, wacky creative things like making pizzas out of ricotta cheese and powdered sugar and chocolate. And believe it or not, it's actually good. And yeah, so they decided to move to a bigger place because the business was booming. And I said, well, you know, as soon as you leave, the landlord who doesn't like you already is just going to throw another gourmet pizza restaurant in here, and the customers aren't going to show any loyalty. They're going to still keep coming here because you can't really copyright a menu. And I left, like, right before the big move. They were moving into, like, a really huge, like, empty restaurant that hadn't been open in, like, 5 years and had a bad reputation before. So I knew it was going to go under, and I left, and yes, they went under. Poop wants us to call Kwang Chink again, even though they never cooperate. You know what? Poop, just tear up that number and throw it away. They're done. That was one of Keith's numbers, and he ain't going to be back doing prank calls anytime soon. Mai Shiozaki, her cell phone is. She's in charge of PR for Now. She got busted for shoplifting a couple of years ago. $850 worth of clothes. She used to be some news anchor at some local station. Wow, Nunu doing some research tonight. Izzy says, call Hoedowns in Atlanta. Here's the number. Hoedowns, is that like a strip club or like a divey bar or what? Poop wants me to call Kwang Chink as a person from the electrical company, and you need to speak to the man of the house. And then click. I'm telling you, I'll make a bet I can't get more than a sentence out because they've been pranked so many times by people who aren't very good at doing pranks. Because you've been sending that number to every jackass that you listen to on the air. If you want to have a successful series of pranks and you have a good victim, keep it for one person so that he can keep the... Oh, somebody found Salinello. Poop found Salinello. It's going to have to be in Connecticut to be the right guy, though, Poop. So I'm waiting for the address because I'd love to call the guy. He was 24 when he had his first heart attack, so I was betting he would be dead by now because I was, like, 24 at the time, so that's 12 years ago. Yeah, I was the same age as him. Except he looked like 15 years older because he's Italian, and Italian guys don't age very well. And apparently a bad heart runs it. Plus he was fat, too. He was a guy who had been a football player in high school and was all full of himself but didn't exercise anymore, so he just went all to flab and still thought he was muscular and sexy. That's also typical of an Italian. Italians are always athletic when they're younger, and then they get lazy as they get older and turn to a sloppy pile of shit. But I'm going to call up Gail now, if I can find... I found it. I'm going to call up Gail, and I'm going to introduce myself as Jill, one of my father Mark's ex-girlfriends. And how did I get her? I got her number from me, and she got my number from him. Or so, I'll come up with something. I'll improv. Anyway, let me play some dialing music while I do the first call of the night.
Hi, this is Gail. I'm not in right now. If you will leave your name, number. Please enter your...
Hello.
I'm sorry. That is not the correct password. Please re-enter your password now. If you have entered the wrong number, I'm sorry. That's not the correct password.
Okay, I'm going to try her again later because I got an answering machine. What are the new default codes for answering machines nowadays? Anybody bought like a crappy answering machine lately? And let me know what the default code was. I'm not going to hack your machine. But it sucks that through the passage of time and the advancement of technology and people like me creating a need for it, security has gotten better on answering machines. Well, I'll try her back again. Maybe she didn't pick up because it was a blocked number, so maybe I'll have to call up unblocked as myself saying he left her everything. And then be like, psych, bitch! You ain't getting shit! You can have all of his shoes and his glasses, so you'll have them. Or I'll call her and say he left her something useless. He left her the dog. Wouldn't that be great? He left you a 120-pound Rottweiler. Because what the fuck is like a 65-year-old lady with epilepsy going to do with a Rottweiler that's so decrepit that it can hardly walk anymore? Update about the dog, too. The retarded dog found its way home. Son of a bitch. I didn't drive her far enough away. Or maybe the dog warden recognized her. I figured that if I leave her in New York and she stays in the neighborhood, then a New York dog warden would pick her up, but I don't know how they separate like dog wardens for different areas. I figure every town would have a different one. But apparently somebody recognized the dog because the dog has broken free before, and the dog warden has brought her back and like given my dad like warning letters about letting the dog break loose. And there have been notices on the door that they have the dog at the pound, and everybody is like pretending we don't. Well, if I were to talk to them, I would say, what are you talking about? We had that dog put to sleep. I would totally pretend it's not his dog, because there's no way it's getting back in that house. Poop has Salinello on Connecticut Avenue in Newington. I'm zooming in on the map, and I'm going to find out his address. Yeah, there you go. Izzy says, Hoedowns is a gay bar. What's the extension tonight? I'm going to post the number to him. It's 313-544-9922, extension 312. Hoedowns, a gay bar in Atlanta. The only problem with calling bars is that they're really loud because there's loud music going on in the background, and everybody's yelling loud, trying to talk over the loud, bad music in the back. And being a gay bar, they're probably playing awful, horrible shit music like ABBA or Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive, or It's Raining Men by the Weather Girls or something. That's the extent of gay music right there. ABBA, Erasure, Elton John, and the Weather Girls. I hate gay music, except for Pansy Division, but nobody plays them. Okay, so who do we try next? It's still too early to call the conferences. Bogart says, use a spoof dial card. If somebody has a spoof card, I'll use that. I'll put my dad's phone number in there, so she'll think like my dad is calling her. Gail, I'm fine. I'm out of the hospital now. What the fuck you... She's like, why are you suddenly Southern? I lost half my brain. They replaced it with a bag of sand. That's a reference to Bubba Hotep. There's a black guy in Bubba Hotep who claims he was JFK, and they replaced his shot-out brain with a bag of sand. Don't get bummed by the shit I say. I'm looking over there, and you're getting bummed by shit I say. Don't worry about it. I'm okay. I wouldn't be on the air and joking about it if I weren't okay with it. Trust me. I got it all out of my system. Crying is a very cathartic experience, and I feel better now for having done it. The way I look at it now, if my dad were able to speak to me now, he would say, how could you let this happen to me? So the best thing I could do would be to go in there and like blow air into his IV tubes or something. Exactly, Bogart. ABBA's Dancing Queen. Of course. So you really wouldn't be willing to do karaoke? You're too embarrassed to do karaoke? Well, neither am I, but you gotta get up and do it. After you have enough... That's your problem, you don't drink. If you had a couple drinks, then you'd be like, okay, whatever. I'll sing Stairway to Heaven.
If I was a place that I didn't know anybody...
Can you sing? No? Well, neither can I, but I did it anyway. Neither can Keith, but he does it anyway.
I would do it if I didn't know anybody. If I didn't care and never see them again.
So, if it were up here, it would be okay. You're never going to see these people again.
Except I'd be embarrassed because you'd be there.
Well, I would be embarrassing myself too, so no big deal, right? The key for karaoke is picking, number one, a song you know really well, and number two, a vocalization that you can mimic pretty well. So that's what I did, and that's why I was able to pull it off. But Keith always tended to pick songs that he didn't really know, like he liked, but if he thought about it, he didn't know the words.
I don't like when people mimic a vocal, though. I prefer that they sing it in their own voice.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But no matter how hard you try, you're always singing in your own voice. I can do a pretty decent EMF. I can do John Wesley Harding. I can do a funny B-52s. Maybe I'll do that one night. I do like a funny, like Fred Schneider impression. And one of these nights, I'd love to go up and sing a song in the voice of like Ed or Joe Rosenthal and just see how people react. Or Dale Elvington, like sing an old country song as Dale Elvington, just to see how people react. Like coming out a voice like that coming out of me, they'd be like, "This guy's crazy." But I would only do that if there was like a camera set up to record like people's faces around the room, like as I did it. But you know, everybody was impressed at my Radiohead though. Even the fat chick that sings really well songs about her husband cheating on her, she applauded me and like shook my hand as like I walked away. So, yeah.
I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
Well, no, she lives here, so she has no accent. Well, there are rednecks around here, like obvious rednecks, but they just don't have the accent. But they're hugely into NASCAR and wrestling and stuff like that. They love Sweet Home Alabama way too much. I don't know what I would say to this guy, because I always felt sorry for him. Even though he was a dick, I felt sorry for him because his wife was a bigger asshole. Like a lot like my sister, like a psycho bipolar twat bitch that... I even asked him once, if you had it to do again, would you get married again? And he says, no. I used to do that, like, back when I was younger and I was wondering whether I want to continue dating women, because the relationship I was having, I wasn't making any kind of mental connection with. Like, I would be talking with women, and I would realize I have no care or concern about anything you have to say. Everything you say is just so shallow and insipid and vapid that I'm listening to my own tinnitus rather than hearing you, you know? And I was wondering if it was worth it to try to pursue getting married and raising a family. And I would ask every married guy I knew if they would do it again, if they could. And I never once heard a yes. I asked dozens and dozens of guys that I knew if they had it to do over again, would they do it again? And nobody ever said yes. Would they marry the same woman again? Never. He said the same thing. They're probably divorced right now. She's probably taken all his money after her failed business. She lost all his money in a failed business and then sues him for half his shit for the rest of his life and got custody of the... Well, they didn't have any kids at that point. If they're lucky, they broke up before they ever had kids. Anyway. Okay, so Nunu says call and accuse Mai of stealing towels at the hotel because we found out that she was busted for shoplifting $850 worth of clothes. I think I'm going to go to Bogart's numbers until 11 because Nunu wants me to wait until 11 before I start up with the feminists, and then the fatties are at a party, so... Well, fatties can't party very long because they have no stamina. Unless there's a free buffet. If there's an all-you-can-eat buffet, it'll be an all-night affair. They'll be there till 3 in the morning. Anyway, let me call up. Who should I call? An Asian woman, a guy, a redneck woman, a woman, or a woman?
You wanted to call the redneck woman.
I wanted to call the redneck woman first, because rednecks are funny. And stupid, because they have poor education down south. No offense to people who live down south, but yeah, your schools suck. It sucks you can't hear the calls now.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing, dear? My name is Jill Rosenthal from Jonesboro, Tennessee, and I'm calling for Robin.
This is she.
Robin, how are you doing, dear? Thank you for taking my call. I know I've never spoken to you before, and I apologize about my voice, but I suffer from throat cancer. And the reason why I'm calling is because my husband recently passed, and in his will, he names Robin Banks of 135 Rock House Road, Jonesboro, Tennessee, to inherit his pension, and I'm wondering why. Robin.
Man, that bitch hung up quick. I was going to accuse her of, like, sleeping with Ed, and she totally didn't want to hear it. I'm rusty because I haven't been around for a couple weeks. Let me jump right into another one. I'm going to call an Asian chick named Guak Goon. Guak Goon. Lovely. I should do the Spanish cleaning lady for the goopy.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing, dear? It's me, it's Ed Rosenthal from down the way. I'm looking for Mr. Goon. Guak.
Who?
Guak. Mr. Goon, Mr. M. Goon. Please.
Well, right, I'm on the phone right now. He can't come to it. I'm using it.
Well, is it that important? Because
Yes,
what I
it
gotta
is.
say to him is very important.
What? Hold on.
Okay, maybe you call them back later. Woman.
Hello?
Hello,
Okay, where are you from?
from Randolph, Mass.
Yeah.
And I'm calling for Guak.
What do you want with him?
Well, that's all you need to know, woman. Just put
He
him on the
doesn't speak
line.
much English.
What?
He doesn't speak much English.
I know that. He understands me. We have a way of communicating. We've known each other for years.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Guak.
Yeah.
Was that your old lady I was just talking to?
Who are you?
This is Ed Rosenthal from Randolph, Mass.
What?
I live further up on Hollis. I'm one of your neighbors. Hello. And I'm calling because your old lady is right now on the other line with my wife, talking all kinds of sexy talk and talking about wearing lingerie and meeting at a hotel, and I want to know why.
What are you talking about?
That's what I want to know. What are they talking about? I was eavesdropping on the
You
other
have
line.
1 minute remaining.
Hello.
Who's talking?
This is Ed Rosenthal. I was eavesdropping on the other line, and I hear that woman who just answered the phone.
No, my wife
Talking about what my wife is going to be wearing next time she sees her down at the hotel.
Wait a minute. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you don't, neither do I, but I'm trying to put two and two together and let you know what they're doing on the side behind our backs.
What do you mean you're on the bed? My wife told me to...
I know where you come from. If your wife cheats on you, you're allowed to kill her. We
My
can't
wife
do that in
was
this country, but I can beat her up
Wait.
pretty good.
My wife was talking to the friend,
Right.
Chinese friend.
She tells you that she's a friend, but really they're meeting at the hotel wearing lingerie for each other and doing God knows what else.
Your hotel?
Right. The hotel, where people meet to have clandestine sex behind other people's backs.
No, I'm not talking about it.
Well, don't live a lie.
You have no time remaining.
Hello.
The phone card just ran out, and I had the funny Chinese guy going. Oh, man. What a way to end the call. I'm going to have to call back with a different phone card. Thank you, Lord Spoon, but you gave me a card that had like 3 minutes on it. And ads all over it. Poop is sending me numbers for Marion Tampon, Mark Kotesh, my ex's brother, again. I should hook back up with my ex, because he gave the best blowjob I ever had in my life. The only guy who ever made me come from a blowjob is my ex-boyfriend, Bill. Izzy still wants me to call, Hoedowns. I'd love to call Hoedown. I'll give it a try, but I know it's going to be so loud that I can't hear anybody, and they can't hear me, and it's going to be, what? Let me move over here. It's too loud. And Ted is reminding me that I have the card that he sent. Yes, I still do. I left that open. So we'll be using Ted's card. Thank you, Ted. Tonight's prank calls are brought to us by Lord Spoon and Ted. Thank you, guys. Fattiness can't party very long, but still wait till after the feminists. And he's about to give me a list of the feminists, so I'm going to have to wait for that. So, people are blinking here. Let me see what they have to say. Nunu is giving me more numbers for the feminists. I like the idea of calling the fatties and complaining about them shitting too much. I think that's... He hasn't given me a proper idea, except about the shoplifting for that woman, my woman. He hasn't given me a whole lot of info about the now women. Because you got to remember, these are women who feel empowered, and anytime a man calls them, they're like, "Fuck you! You got a penis. Penis is bad, evil, but I've never been. I'm a dyke." And Bogart is saying, "What?
Call this a woman."
I can't do it. The only woman I can do is Jill, an old woman dying from throat cancer. Maybe you'll have some sympathy from an old woman dying from throat cancer. And to anybody out there who wants to complain that I'm mocking throat cancer, I'm educating people about why they shouldn't smoke and die from throat cancer. That's one thing that Atlantic Dimensions always used to do to try to make me look bad. Oh, it's really cool that you're making fun of people with throat and lung cancer. And I said, well, I'm educating people about what happens when you smoke for so many years, even though I still smoke. But I'm definitely going to quit long before I wind up like Jill. Poop wants me to call Mark Kotesh, Salinello, Louis and Cheryl Caron. Louis! My Uncle Louis! It says New Milford, though. He doesn't live in New Milford. Maybe it is. His girlfriend, though, is, what's her name? She's a fucking trip. I love her. She's, like, so crazy. She's, like, a normal person would meet somebody crazy and say, I don't want to deal with you. And I meet a crazy person and I'm like, you're so interesting. Her name is, what the fuck is her name?
Cheryl?
No, it's not Cheryl. It's, Dorothy. So this is a different Louis Caron, but not related to me, as far as I know. Because as far as I know, Louis and Dorothy never had any kids. Greg had some kids, but they're named Liz, Nancy, and Leslie. Very sad story. They were at the beach, at Jones Beach, when they were, like, little girls, because they're all born within, like, 3 years of each other. Like, at the time, one would be 8, one would be 9, one would be 11, and their mom went in the water and drowned. She got pulled under by the undertow. It wasn't a strong enough swimmer. And you're sitting here laughing. I'm saying it's very sad that they sat there and watched their mother die, and you're like, don't feel guilty.
I'm reading this.
I'm just happy to have any laugh.
I'm reading the chat room.
Okay. Call the feminists as Ed and start beating Jill. Oh, that's a clever idea. Call as Ed and make sex noises as Jill and Ed fucking. Somebody once said that they hope I never did that. They hope I never do, like, the sounds of Ed and Jill having sex because they're both elderly and she's got throat cancer, and I could mimic the sound of Ed fucking Jill's throat hole for a call.
Or I could call the feminists and offer to bake them a pie.
You want to?
I'm barefoot and I'm pregnant, but I can bake a pie for you.
But you're a man, though.
No.
Tell them that you went through a sex. Tell them that you're a post-op transsexual, so you're a woman now. And every time they fight you on it, say, "I'm a woman, damn it." In a man's voice, say, "I'm a woman. I'm a woman, damn it."
I was going to use this voice. I think it's passable. Is it passable?
No. It sounds like a Jack voice. Sounds like a geeky guy.
Okay.
It's hard to do a female voice if you're a man. Anyway, I think it's time to start with the conference calls. So we were supposed to call the feminists first, and then the fatties. So Neo Shiozaki, this is the cell phone. Do we want to? Let's try to call her through the hotel phone first, and then if she hangs up on us and is rude, then we can call on her cell phone. And I'll do it with my normal voice, so we don't turn her off right away. And then maybe later on I can call back as Jill, the manager.
I want all my goddamn towels back, you kiking bitch.
What, my number? Oh, you want to be in on it? Okay, go ahead. I'll hang up the phone. You can call, and then you want to talk to mine? You do mine, okay. No, you start mine, and then if we call her back, I'll do it. Because she's eventually going to hang up on you. And then I'll call her back.
Why are you hanging up on my grandson? He's heartbroken, crying in the background.
And then you cry. Okay.
Hello, how are you doing, dear?
Okay,
Hi. Hi, sorry.
That's really weird. That there's like a delay between when I hear you talk, like right next to me, and when I hear you through the phone. Well, that's
I'm
okay.
going in the other room.
I'll deal. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're gonna call up the hotel, and you want to talk to. Let me scroll down so you can see, and I'll highlight it for you. You're looking for. Oh God, he's written so much more. You're looking for this person.
Mai Shiozaki?
Right. Okay, I'll be right back. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit if fatties call back and yell at me for making fun of fat fucks? I tell them I used to be a fat bastard, and I exercised and ate less. Now I'm not anymore. Can you hear okay?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay. I'm gonna have to cover my mic so they don't hear the reverb in the background.
Hi, operator. Corey speaking. How can I assist you? Hi, operator. How can I assist you? Hi, hotel operator.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
I'm looking for my...
Sorry, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, how can I assist
I'm looking for Mai Shiozaki, but I forget what room she's in. But she's staying there tonight for the Now conference.
Okay, can you... Okay, one moment, please.
Okay.
Starbucks coffee. Espresso.
Again, as to stay at the fucking hotel. You're not hearing it?
The hotel guest you have called is unavailable. You may leave a private recorded message at the tone, or press 0
Oh, wait.
and you may start your message now.
Now I do. Hello. Hello. Is Maya there? Maya Sharona Shiozaki? Mai Shiozaki? Hello, I was just calling my wife. She was interested in your organization, and she wanted to know if you wanted to bake pie. Actually, she's got one in the oven. Not a pie, but she's got one in the oven, and she's in the kitchen. They're baking a pie for you. And well, I just wondered if you let her join. I told her, you know, these are for carpet lickers, this organization. But she says, no, they'll take a woman like me. And I don't know, I said, look at you, you're barefoot, you're pregnant, you're everything they don't want. And she says, no, they'll take a woman like me, you just shut your mouth, man. And then I said, hey, that's no way to talk to your mom. But anyhow, she's in there, she's baking a pie.
Message complete. Press R, the 7 key, to review your message.
Let's review this.
Hello. Is Mai there? Maya Sharona Shiozaki? Mai Shiozaki? Oh, I was just calling my wife. She was interested in your organization, and she wanted to know if you wanted to bake pie. Actually, she's got one in the oven. Not a pie, but she's got one in the oven, and she's baking a pie for you. And well, I just wondered if you let her join. I told her, you know, these are for carpet lickers, this organization. But she says, no, they'll take a woman like me. And I don't know, I said, look at you, you're barefoot, you're pregnant, you're everything they don't want. And she says, no, they'll take a woman like me, you just shut your mouth, man. And then I said, hey, that's no way to talk to your mom. But Anyhow, she's in there. She's baking a...
End of message.
So I think that was the only direct number we had for the feminists. So let's try to call Maya on her cell phone and see what happens.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Maya there. How are you?
Hi.
Is this Maya?
Yeah, this is she.
Okay, I was just calling the little lady here. She's interested in your organization, and I was just wondering if your organization was interested in a lady like her. I told her that it's mostly, it's a carpet ligger organization, but she doesn't. She says that you'll take any woman.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because I told her that she's pregnant there. She's barefoot. She's baking pies for you in the kitchen.
Yeah. Please tell her. We'd love to have her.
Okay, because she told me to shut my mouth when I told her that you were a carpet licker organization.
Oh, you know what? She's absolutely right.
Oh, well, I didn't think that you'd find her too acceptable. I know that you like to read poetry or you sing your folk songs, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
She's not, that's not really her, She likes to bake. She likes to sew. She likes to have kids, We've got a whole bunch of them.
Right. Yeah. No, please. Yeah. Love to have her.
Okay. And what about, she wanted to bring her daughters with her?
Please. Future, they are our future, yes.
Okay. And what about the future? I don't know. I actually, myself, I have I've had some indiscretions, and I've actually found that some gentlemen, I found them kind of interesting, but and I talked to my wife about this. I guess she's sort of got the sort of the same inclinations towards women, which is why maybe that's why she wants to join you. But I just wondered if you'd heard or if you'd dealt with these kind of issues before.
Yes, actually, we talked about it today.
Yes, where you've got the couples and they're both sort of also interested in members of the same sex.
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct. Yes.
And are there any kind of groups for that where I don't know where they have some of the ladies will sing their folk songs and maybe I could learn how to disco dance.
Yes. Oh, we have classes almost every half hour.
You have classes to disco dance?
Yes. How did you know?
Okay, because I was wondering, am I acceptable to this? Because I'm new to this. Because I can suck at cock, but I don't necessarily, Can I go out? Can I meet people? Can I disco dance? Can I be, have that flamboyancy?
I think you already have it. Yes.
Okay.
Sound like it.
Oh, well, I always felt like it was out of reach. I always aspired to it, because I know that's how you get out and you meet people. Is you sort of, the B-52s?
Yeah.
Fred Schneider?
Yes.
I never felt like I had that kind of chutzpah.
Chutzpah, I haven't heard that word in a while.
But I never felt like I was that kind of an extrovert. But but then
you know what? I
my wife
I think I'm gonna make you an honorary now member.
Okay, that actually sounds pretty great.
Okay.
I'll let my wife know too, because we've been talking about this, and I guess there's also a swingers group in town, and well, see, we don't even know if we were interested necessarily in that. We may just sort of go our own separate ways, but
good luck.
Okay, well, good luck to you also, and I'm glad to have gotten to speak to you, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, always. Call me anytime. I'll be actually up by 5 tomorrow, so if you want to call me then, you're more than welcome to.
All right, well, thank you very much. You have a good evening.
You too.
Now, she talked as though she knew she was on the air. Let's see who's calling. Maybe it's her calling back. She hit the redial.
Hello? Hello?
I hear somebody typing in the background. Whoever's trying to call with typing in the background and continual redials, just hang up and wait until you're ready to speak, you jackass. But that was pretty funny. She had a great sense of humor. Now I'm turned on by the feminists. I'd totally fuck a woman who hates a man now. Oh, of course they hate men. No, they don't hate men, they hate penis. That's what it is.
They don't hate penis necessarily.
No, they hate male chauvinistic pigs like me. Right.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. That was funny. She was a really good sport. I give a thumbs up to Maya, or however she wants to. You kept saying Maya and she was agreeing with you, so it must be Maya. And Poop is blinking. Poop says, call Anthony Faggoty. Call us death, or say he is wanted for allegedly raping small game in the park and then cutting their heads off and hanging them from trees. An old man would never do that, which makes it funny. In the meantime, I'll look and see who I'm going to call next. I think it's time to call the fatties. I think it's late enough to call the fatties. And we're going to complain that they're clogging all the toilets because they're so fucking fat. And Nunu, your PM has now gotten so confusing that it requires, like, its own cliff notes. Olga Vivas, fat butch lesbian. Latifa, black. Olga actually admits to being lesbian. Melody, Dranch, V small. Does that mean her vagina's small, or she herself is very small? He was trying to feed us info about the feminists, but it got buried underneath the fatties. I think we're done with the feminists for now. I'd rather talk to the fatties. Oh, fuck them. Who cares? You felt guilty about picking on the feminists? She sounded like she was having fun. She had a good sense of humor. Yeah, she was totally fun. It seemed like she was very used to it. Do we have any names of the fatties so I know who to ask for? Because I don't have any room numbers, obviously. I think we need to wait several moments for Nunu to send me some of the names of some of the fatties, because he's still harping on the feminists. He wanted me to call Olga Vives. We could use that same number and just ask to be put through to Olga if we want. Let's do that. Let's just call and ask to be put through to Viva. Olga Viva.
The hotel guest you have called is unavailable.
Oh.
You may leave a private recorded message at the tone, or press 0.
She's not answering her phone. Olga's not answering her phone. Let's try the next person on the list. We'll try,
Mailbox 7702.
voicemail. Okay, I'm giving up on the feminists. I'm going to try to move on to the fatties and hope that Nunu is listening and fills me in on some of the... Oh, he already did. Carol Callum. Okay, now we can move on to the fatties.
Co-chair.
I know, co-chair.
How do you fit one?
How do you fit two people in one chair as fat as you fucks are? No, that's... But reading Nunu's PM tonight is like, I need a whole Cliff Notes version because he's got numbers up here, down there. Nunu, you need to reorganize better because you got to understand that later on, an hour after you write it, I'm going to be looking at it and trying to figure out who to call. Poop wants me to call up Dr. Lego. I'm not calling Dr. Lego. Obviously, he's not going to fall for it. Obviously, he's a pro prank caller. He's not going to fall for it. Call Anthony Faggoty as death, or say he is wanted for allegedly raping small game. Okay, I'm totally already turned off. I'm turned off by that one because Zolar called him last night. So, yeah, Poop, you pretty much got nothing except for Louis Caron, who may or may not be my uncle, but it's the wrong town. So, I can call acting like I think it is my uncle and then upset about my dad dying. That might make a funny prank call. Ooh, someone's calling. Maybe it's one of the feminists calling back.
Hello? Hello? Hello, how are you doing, dear? Who is this, please?
Got a case of the shingles.
Milkman, how are you doing, love?
This isn't Milkman.
Who is this, please?
This is Joe from the retirement home.
Why are you calling me at nearly midnight?
I forgot my glasses.
Well, I have them, and your shoes, too. And I'll give them back so you have them.
Oh, fantastic.
Who is this, please? Ted. Oh, Ted! Wow, I totally didn't recognize you. I've never heard you do that voice before. I was convinced it was Milkman. Wow.
I did that voice one night.
Did you really? I must not have been listening, because I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I was just trying the old man voice, because I figure like everyone has an old man voice but me, so...
Yeah, thanks, Page. Page says everyone can do the Ed Rosenthal voice, and I guess he's right, everyone can. Okay.
No, it's not it just sounds nothing like Ed Rosenthal. It sounds like a completely different old man.
Right, like they sound so different.
No, Ed Rosenthal has a higher pitched voice. It's different.
I should bring a camera and record my dad when he mumbles.
Like,
we can do a KDK's dad soundboard. Yeah, somebody take the gin call and do a KDK's dad soundboard. I can prank my other relatives as my dead father after he dies. That'd be awesome. That'd be hysterical.
What are you, fucking crazy?
That'd be awesome. I could call up my sister as my dead father. It'd be like, fuck you, my friend!
I'm not as harmless as you may think.
Right. Somebody get right on that. Somebody make a KDK's dad soundboard. That'd be awesome. That would rock. I could call Louie. I could call Greg and Penny. That would rock.
If someone could get me a copy of Flash, I'd do it. I had a copy when
I have a copy. I'll send it to you off the air sometime.
Okay, yeah, I had a copy when I took a class, but I don't have the copy anymore.
Oh, okay. I'll give you an illegal copy. So you can live in guilt knowing that you're robbing money from programmers.
Well, they're all evil. Anyway.
Even though they get paid like pennies on the dollar anyway.
Yeah, like a Lowy fuck majority.
Yeah, right. And then sooner or later, it's not long before they get outsourced to Bangalore, and then they're answering calls for AOL, trying to convince you not to cancel.
Oh my goodness gracious. Please hold.
Yeah, please hold.
Well, did you see that one? I don't know if it was Saturday Night Live, but it was like, did you see a woman? She was switching between like technical support and a whole bunch of different companies.
Uh-huh.
I guess I don't remember enough of it to tell it in a funny way. Forget it.
I may have relatives who live in this town. There's like people with my last name living in this town. It's not a very common last name, Karan. The only relatives that I know of are the ones from Canada, the ones from Norwalk, and Leslie and Glenn.
who are famous. Leslie being a famous actress from the movie An American in Paris, and Glenn being the former producer of Moonlighting.
Is that who they are?
Right. Not that they ever do shit to help me out. You have any famous relatives? No. No?
No, but somebody with my last name, besides myself, has patented things.
Oh, really? Why, you tried to patent things and you found out that he already had it?
No, for work I was, I submit patents as part of my work, and I was just curious if anyone with my last name had ever patented anything before. And I did find somebody had patented a design for a baby crib.
Oh, there you go.
My shit is just dumb software stuff, and this guy found a way to prevent children from suffocating themselves when they sleep.
Oh, there's too many kids in the world anyway. Sad but true, yes. It's Darwin's survival of the fittest theory at work.
Survival of the horniest, I think, is what's going to happen.
Yeah, just like that movie Idiocracy. All the smart people want to wait until everything is in its right place, while all the idiots like to shit out a kid every year.
That's such a fine way of saying it, by the way.
And that's the way it's been going for the past 20 years, pretty much, anyway. That's why the average American IQ has been going down by like 10 points a decade.
Oh, man.
Too many stupid people being allowed to breed. We need another Hitler. Kill off all the people with an IQ below 80.
See, you don't need a license to have a child. You do
But
need
you
one
should.
to operate a car.
Shouldn't there be a license to be a parent? There ought to be a parenting license, don't you think?
Shit, you can't even work at McDonald's without a high school diploma. So maybe,
You can't?
maybe there should be...
Really? You can't work at McDonald's? No, that can't be true, because everybody I see in there has spent like a week in the U.S. after hopping the border from Mexico.
Maybe they have stringent standards here or something. I don't know.
I got into an argument not days ago with like some idiot at the drive-thru who couldn't understand my order, even though I'm speaking perfect English, just because they just jumped the boat in a fence to get here.
You know what it is? It's, you can't go to Hamburger U. Like, you can't go to the train.
Also, you can't be a manager, but you can be the drive-thru person who gets every order wrong. Right.
You can be that person.
Right. Lovely. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Let's call someone.
Say hi to Ryan for me.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
We saw your unicorn cartoon.
Oh, the gay boy?
We found an even funnier one that you need to look up. Charlie the Unicorn. That one is funny as hell.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. It was actually my nieces who introduced me to that.
Yeah?
Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie was fucking funny as hell.
How did you hear about
Candy
the
Mountain!
unicorn?
Yeah, Candy Mountain! And the whole thing reminded me of Michael Jackson trying to seduce kids into his lair.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah,
Latin
they stole my
gay,
kidney.
unicorn.
He liked the gay Latin unicorn. He thought he had a sexy Latin voice.
I just found I was watching Charlie the
Which one was that? That was Cadillac. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Cadillac, the gay
One of them
unicorn.
sounds like Fez from that 70s show.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. He's supposed to be Latin, but he sounds more like Middle Eastern. And Tom Cruise, of course.
I like the intro music, too. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, Unicorn Planet, hey. They don't say that
Hey.
right, though. They don't get the proper
No, they
inflection.
don't.
And he used to go, hey,
But they have a,
the way I invented it, and everyone stole it.
they have a southern gay unicorn.
They got the Southern Gay Unicorn.
Yeah,
Who's the Southern Gay Unicorn?
Southern gay unicorn is the first one.
Feathers.
Feathers.
Feathers. And then Cadillac, and then Tom Cruise, of course.
I love how there's one episode where they're drinking bubble tea.
Oh, I didn't see that one yet.
Oh, okay.
Don't ruin it for me. I actually really liked it. We were watching like episodes 1, 2, and 3 like minutes before we had to go on the air here, and I was like, shit, we gotta go on the air. We can't watch the rest.
Episode 2 is the one with the crying troll or
The crying
something.
troll. I knew that's
Yeah.
the one that you wanted to see, because you envisioned me as the crying troll.
No, I don't.
Yes, you did. I'm the crying troll. Go ahead and try to back your way out of it.
I do not see you as the crying troll. I see you as the crying troll.
Ryan says we ought to call somebody as the crying troll.
I don't want to cry. I'm happy.
I don't want to cry. I'm happy. But you're ugly.
Your nose looks like a cat.
I don't like your shoes.
I don't like your shoes.
Yay, we did it.
Like that's a step up.
I know you don't realize it, but that is so anti-gay and homophobic that it's like ridiculous.
Well, I didn't take
That's the way it came off to me. Especially, well, no, it was probably written by a gay guy. But it was written by a self-loathing gay guy.
Yeah. Hi, I'm the gay boy who wished you into existence.
And I'm gay, woo, and he floats away. I'm a bubble, woo, and he floats away. I'm a moth, and I fly away. Let's call somebody, okay?
Okay.
These are people with my last name, however, not related to me. And I'm not going to block my number, so they can call back, and I'll pop back on the air every time they call back and yell at me. So everyone tune out throughout the night, tune in throughout the night, and listen to Lewis and Cheryl call me back and say what a freaking asshole I am.
3 times on the bell.
Hello? Hi, Cheryl. This is, James. That's what I'm calling myself today. I need to talk to the Karons because, my colostomy bag is full. I need you to come to the old folks' home and pump it out. You know that pump that you use for the chemical toilet? Bring that along, because I've got applesauce backed up for weeks in here. All right, I'll wait for you. Bye.
I've got applesauce. That's the name of your first CD, Ted. I've got applesauce backed up for weeks in here. That was a great line.
For the longest time, my brother teased me because I was so disgusted by the idea of a colostomy bag that I had developed a phobia as a young child that something would happen and I would have a colostomy bag. So he kept teasing me. He's like, "Hey, Ted, you want to shit in a bag?"
As a kid, I knew a kid who had a colostomy bag for his piss. Not for shit, but just because he needed new kidneys. And we would be playing like Hunt or Fort or something, and he'd be like, I gotta go empty my bag. And everyone would tease him. We called him Tommy Colostomy.
Tommy Colostomy.
Yeah. That was his nickname, Tommy Colostomy. It was Tom Heffernan. If somebody could find a phone number for Tom Heffernan, that would be great in Connecticut. Because that's probably the same guy. He probably has a new kidney by now. Hopefully. Otherwise, he's still emptying that bag in the woods like he did back then. And, what I do wants me to call, can you leave a strange voice message on this guy's MySpace? No. Or you can see if you can call him and he gives me his home phone number. But he might be asleep. So, well, confirm the number and then send it back to me, what I do, because I'm going to close that out.
Nunu wants us to call the fatties.
I tried. Voicemail.
Yeah.
Hi, we're the Anellos. We're not available right now. Please leave your name and number and we'll be glad to get to you.
She sounds like my dad's ex-girlfriend.
Hey. I want you to get to me, girl.
Okay, I saved you from that.
Yeah.
On a worse night, I would have just kept it going and going and going. Like, you just dug a deeper and deeper hole.
Well, I thank you for that.
Yeah, right. We have George and Suko Takaguchi. Sound as though they could be related to Long Dong.
This phone number is on the no, do not call. If you leave your name and phone number, we will get back to you.
Did it get through?
I don't know.
It beeped on 666, which is a common number.
Could it be Satan?
Satan? Hello?
No, it hung up. They were gone already.
Are you Star Wars fans at all, or no?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I couldn't be less. I think Star Wars is the biggest pile of shit since the first movie ever. No, Empire Strikes Back is probably the best one. And everything after that was continually degrading garbage.
Okay, so
Even
then there's
Return of the
another
Jedi
one.
was a pile of shit.
There's another video I have for you guys then to watch.
Yeah,
It's a Harry Potter spoof from Saturday Night Live with Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan has a new movie coming out called I Know Who Killed Me. Where, like, several times, like, during production, she was sent into rehab because she was, like, drunk, like, during filming. So I can't wait to see how great this movie is.
Yeah, the Lindsay Lohan Harry Potter YouTube video is freaking hilarious.
Freaking, I'll have to look that up later.
Okay. Do we have any confirmed numbers we could call, or no?
We have Marion Tampon, who is a 46-year-old cobweb vagina whore. According to Poop. Must be somebody who yelled at her to get out of her yard or something. I'll be back. Let's call her. Wait, can I ring? Click over. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Now it works. I did nothing different.
What's her name again? Shit, I forgot.
Marion Tampon.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, is Marion there?
Yeah, who's speaking?
Hi, this is Jack.
Dad?
No, Jack.
Jack?
What? Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, Marion. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, who's this?
Hey, you better straighten out that old man of yours over there because he was rude to me when he first picked up the phone.
Oh, he doesn't know who you are.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Does he know who he is?
He does.
Oh. I thought he has a dementia or something.
No.
No? Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So, the reason why I'm calling, okay, is you know where you put your car out in front of the house there?
Yeah?
Okay, well, I had put a smoothie on the curb. Like, I had just got back from 7-Eleven and I got like a big smoothie.
Uh-huh.
And I put it down for a second to go in the house and get something, and you ran it over when you parked your car. You just...
Well, number one, I wasn't driving, and you know what's really funny is I don't know who the heck this is.
Seriously, your big, menacing, old, nasty car smashed my smoothie, and what is that sound there?
What?
Sounds like a baby crying in the background.
It is. It's my new grandson.
Oh, did you get it from the back of those magazines?
I did. I did.
Is it Chinese?
Yeah.
Oh, good. You don't want any of those Vietnamese babies.
Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, I was just talking to your old lady there, and she told me that she she wasn't driving a car today.
Okay.
And I told her that I had put a smoothie on the curb. I ran to the house to answer the phone, and she parked that ugly thing that you guys call a car, and while she was doing it, she smashed my smoothie.
Oh, no. That's
I mean, there was pink ice all over the place. It was disgusting.
Okay.
And my hands and my legs are still sticky from the incident.
Okay.
So what I want some restitution. I was thinking maybe $5.
Okay.
Because I figure it's $1.75 to do laundry, and probably another $2.50 for another smoothie. Yeah. And whatever's left over will be for pain and suffering.
So once you start to swing by and collect it.
Oh, okay, I will. And maybe I can have a look at that imported baby you've got there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Did you?
So we'll see you in about 5, okay?
Okay, I might be a little weird. Oh, bless you. Did you pick up any diseases when you got the baby?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Well, let me look in my doctor book here. What symptoms are you having? Sir?
Hello.
Yeah, what are your symptoms? I'm a doctor.
Oh, okay, good. Let me talk to you in like a day or so. I've got to run my kids to the airport, okay? We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Ted, I gotta say, you had us both cracking up over here. That was funny as hell. You don't hear it now. You didn't hear me. You didn't hear us laughing, did you?
No.
Okay, because I had my finger like over the mic.
At first I thought that noise was like you guys giggling, and then I figured, wait, that sounds like a baby.
Yeah. No, whenever you start talking, I cover my thumb with I cover the microphone with my thumb, so you shouldn't be able to hear anything unless I laugh like hysterically loud. But there you go, Ted. Thank you for making me laugh.
Those guys they were a good sport, which is always fun.
Yeah. You're a testament to the power of humor to make people feel better.
The power of porno.
No, not porno, humor. Or humor.
That was a reference. That was a reference to a whole set of bad calls that you've been asking me to take off the PCU for a long time, which is the
or Cayenne or Rising Prankster.
Rising Prankster.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm not asking you. I'm relating what the listeners are telling me.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish he would come back. It's not that he was really all that funny, but he was a good guy, you know.
Yeah, he was. He was a very nice, friendly, outgoing person. But he forgot about us, left us behind, so remove everything. That isn't funny, which is pretty much 90% of it. Huh?
Nunu keeps pinging me saying that I need to call the fatties and complain as Bubba and complain about blocked toilets.
Didn't I call the fatties already and get nowhere? Yeah, that's a good one. Just call and ask for the heavyset lady on the second floor. I'm living like, oh, that's got to be Fat Carol. Let me give you the names that we have for the Fat Conference, okay? Okay. We're gonna hold on for a second because Ryan also wants to call in. But you need to have two-way on your phone so that you can dial out for Ted and I. You know what I mean? Do you have two-way on your phone?
I could call Ryan from Skype and conference.
Yeah, why don't you do that, Ted? Why don't you call Ryan from Skype and then I can do the dialing? Okay, Ted?
Yeah, what's his... Oh, wait, he's got to PM me his number, because I don't know.
You got to PM Ted your number here. What's the number? Just, I'm going to go to a song and mute the mic and type it to Ted, okay?
name is Dick?
We don't know, because
Hello, we are not available.
hang on.
Please leave your name and phone number at... No, message.
Right in.
Press 1 to play back all messages. Press 2 for other. Press 1 to play back new messages. Press 2 for press 1 to record your message. Press 2. Press 1 to erase all messages. Press no messages.
Change a greeting?
I'm trying.
Press 1. Press 1 to play back. Press 1 to record your message. Press 1 to erase all messages. Press 1 to play back all messages.
Oh, it's not an option. Son of a bitch, recording new greeting was not an option. But I died wrong there, and I figured we'd go through with it anyway. So I just hacked some random guy's answer machine for no reason. So let's try again for Dick Bird.
For your call.
I'm Dick Bird. Oh, it won't let me click over till you hang up.
Hello? 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 Trying to get a hold of Dick? Bird? Yeah. Having trouble with my phone here.
Oh, okay. Well, what can I do for you? This is his wife.
Oh, you're his old lady?
I am.
Okay, well, where is he?
Who's calling?
Oh, this is Jack.
Jack who?
Jack Johnson. I talked to him yesterday about some equipment I needed to return.
Okay, well, I'll have to take your phone number. He's not here right at the moment.
Well, I could meet him wherever he's gone to.
You can't meet him. He's far away.
What do you mean, far away? This is not good, because he's supposed to help me.
Well, he will, but he's busy right now. He's helping his son.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Really, Jack? Are you a bicycle rider?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
MTI?
I have one of those sit-down bikes, you know, those, what do they call them?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Recumbent?
Yeah, everyone thinks I'm lazy.
Well, are you?
Hey, don't start insinuating such things about me, because...
I don't know, because I don't know you, Jack. I'm sorry.
Hey, look, I went 200 miles on that thing.
Whoa, good for you. That's more than I've done.
Yeah, I mean, I carried it on the roof of the car for 200 miles. I mean, that was hard.
Whoa. Well, Jack, can I have him call you? He won't be home till probably late tonight, so he won't be able to call you tonight, but he can call you tomorrow.
Is he out on the bike right now?
No. He's driving in a car somewhere.
Oh, so he's got a cell phone.
He's taking his son home.
No, I said he has a cell phone.
Oh, I don't think he has a cell phone with him.
No?
Uh-uh.
Well, maybe I could just bring it over to the house then. What it was last week when we were digging around in the yard.
Yeah?
We found a little rusty pail that was buried back there.
Yeah?
And so, one of the things that was in the pail looked like it was valuable, so I told him I'd take it away and have a look at it for a little while and sort of find out what it is.
Uh-huh.
So I took it to the Museum of Natural History.
Yes?
And they told me that it was of absolutely no significance whatsoever.
You're kidding.
No.
Yeah?
So I was going to get it back to him, yeah.
Oh, why? Was it his in the first place?
it was the penis of the bird. And I...
Kidding? Well, why are you telling this to Richard? Dick. I call him Richard. Why are you telling all this to him?
Excuse me a minute. Oh no. Okay. Sorry, someone tried to get in.
Really?
So anyways, what they said at the Museum of Natural History was that what I had found was a bird's dick.
No kidding.
And I said, really, what it looked like was, you know, it kind of looked like, what do you call those things? You know,
I don't know.
You put them on, it looked like a cufflink. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah, so I thought I had found, like, a cufflink from the Civil War.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But it turned out just to be a bird penis. And I want to return it to Dick because he's his, and frankly, I don't want it.
Why would it be his? Are you living on his property or whatever? He doesn't have any property.
We were digging in a yard, and he said that it was his yard.
When were you digging?
Last week, I said, round about Thursday.
No.
Yes.
Uh-uh.
I think you don't know the whereabouts of your significant other.
When was this?
Alright, you know what, I'm just going to wait till he comes round because, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put it in the freezer for now, and then, I'll return it to him and he can decide what to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he have your phone number?
Yeah, hold on, let me give it to you. You ready?
Yeah.
And I'm in Irvine. Okay, so it's 949. And tell him that I took it to the museum and it turned out to be the reproductive organ of a bird.
Okay, I'll tell him that.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Ted, you know, I never would have thought that somebody could make a prank call based on bird dick without them realizing. He called up Dick Bird, did a prank about bird dick, and I don't think she totally even put two and two together. Maybe she thought she did halfway, but you still pulled it off. Ted? Ted? Oh, fuck, I accidentally hung up on Ted again. Or he hung up on us. Well, there you go. There's the bird dick prank call from Ted. Poop wants us to call... Ted, my phone apparently doesn't like yours.
No, this time, I told you, whenever she hangs up...
Oh, right, you told us as soon as she hung up, we were going to get disconnected. I remember. But that was funny. Like I was saying before, nobody else could have pulled off a prank call to a dick bird about a bird dick and had it come off good.
I had to really reach there.
Well, it still worked. I think she thought she bought it for several moments, but you pulled it out. You had her believing that you found a bird dick. To Mrs. Dick Bird.
Right. Likely scenario. And everyone's always digging in the yard in the latest jack call, finding artifacts.
Well, guess that's it. Well, you probably want me to get out of your hair, so here's the Drano in case there's a clog. Soap's right there next to the radio, and towels are on the roof. So, good night.